This is actually take two. Hi, welcome back to AP Language. This is our, good grief, 6th day of quarantine since last Friday. But I'm recording this for the 30th of March, so we've got a little bit of time. I've been passing the time as best I can. I hope you have been healthy. I hope you've stayed successfully occupied. This is my house. This is actually downstairs in my office. So at some point maybe I'll give you a tour after I clean the floor. But you'll see maybe my kids might wander in from time to time. You might see my dog. It could be fun. She doesn't like coming downstairs. Just so you know, our routines are going to be pretty consistent. We are going to get back to Membeing this week, starting on the 30th. So always needing to improve our lexicon, our personal vocabulary. Article of the week will continue with number 12. We have introductions and conclusions again. Make sure you pick a good article. Try not to make it about the virus. I think we're all getting a little tired of the news cycle about that. Read something uplifting if you can. It might help. Hot seat we will do via upload. So I'll actually have you record your hot seat and upload it to YouTube or somehow to Google Classroom so that we can share that with our classmates. Our classes are getting bigger, so instead of this just being for your bell, AP Language content is going to be spread out for all 73 AP Language students. So you'll see some people in this conversation who you don't usually hear from, and might be a little bit more interesting, maybe a little bit more universal, so we'll see. I will be having office hours on Fridays. Fridays from 11 to 12, I plan to have a Zoom chat open, and I will be emailing you a bunch of details about that stuff. The Zoom chat will be live. You'll be able to ask me questions. I will also have individual office hours, so if there's something you want to talk to me about that comes up that you don't want to bring up to the whole class or whoever else might have logged in, you can sign up for some individual time. Just email me and we'll schedule that. I will be requiring at some point that everybody participates in the chat with me because, I miss your face. If this continues for a while, we're going to want to make sure we see each other a few times. So that's kind of our new routines. Going forward, we've got kind of the school has said that English work will be Tuesdays and Thursdays. We are going to kind of go against that a little bit because we're an AP class. I have permission from the administration to kind of go a little bit more regularly than that. So I will put out a weekly agenda that'll have what you need to get done for that week. Some things will only open up on the days that I assign them so that we're spreading out our study because as we've learned through various research tools, repetitive study is best. So I will be posting videos and expectations pretty regularly, but you'll see those coming. Another couple of the expectations are we are going to be keeping working on AP Classroom. I'm waiting. Tomorrow, I think AP is supposed to come out with, or College Board is supposed to come out with some recommendations about what they're going to do for the rest of the year. That'll be interesting. So we'll see about testing. I've heard rumors about online testing and all that. So we're going to wait and see. I'm going to upload this video. If it completely gets thrown out, if all of this is new, then I'll just send something new and addendum out. But at this point, we're still getting ready for the AP exam, which is still going to be May 13th on the schedule as of right now. So we want to make sure we're actually staying focused on our units. We're staying focused on the skills that we need to build to get this thing together and finalized and get ourselves good at things, good at those skills. Our Success in the American Dream unit is actually what we're starting today. So beginning right now, we are going to be doing Success in the American Dream. Now, I gave you Gatsby before we left for a reason. That is our central text. That's our novel. We are going to be using that as well as a few other articles as we explore this idea of what does it look like to be successful? What does it look like to have success? And that's something you're going to write about a little bit later. In fact, I'll pose you a couple questions right now, just as you're thinking about this. Think about the most successful person that you can imagine. So what does that success look like? What is their success? So that's one question. Another question is, who is the least successful person that you can imagine or that you know? The least successful. Again, what does their life look like? Now, the reason we're talking about this is we need to begin this discussion by defining success. So if we think about an example, that's one way to do definition, right, is through exemplification. So we say, I can give you the words for what success is, but sometimes people will picture it better when I can tell them who a successful person is, such as Michael Jordan was a successful person. And then I have to go in and explain categorically why he was successful, and that helps me to establish my definition. So examples can be good for us as far as defining it. So we're going to be defining success. The American dream is a little bit more intangible, and especially in this era where we're dealing with a pandemic, we're dealing with things like global warming. What does it look like in America to be successful? And what is this dream that we've declared we have, this American dream, and whether or not we can achieve it? Like, is that even something we can do, we can get anymore? So your writing response, and this is something that you're going to see posted on Google Classroom very shortly, is about what it means to be successful. It's important to think about that. And so I'm going to assign you a little bit of a writing piece. And this is one of the ways you're going to show me that you're actually interacting with the class, is by writing this and posting it to Google Classroom in the appropriate place. It will be public, so you're going to... I think I have it set up to be public. So you want to make sure you're aware that it does have a wider audience than just myself, so other people could be reading it as well. All right, so the final activity that I have for you for today is this. Tomorrow I would like you to have Gatsby Chapter 1 read, so on Tuesday. I'm going to post a video every day this week from chapters 1, 2, and 3, so Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, talking about the big ideas, talking about the big concepts that I want you to see in Gatsby. I want you to see it in Daisy and Tom and Nick and Jordan and all those great characters. We're going to be looking at the language. We're going to be looking at how Fitzgerald built this amazing piece of literature that reflected a time period 100 years ago. So I want you to be paying attention to a few things as you do it, but in the same time, I want you to notice some language. Examples of sentences, like in the past we've looked for simple sentences, we've looked for compound sentences, we looked for complex sentences. Those are sentences we're familiar with. What I'd like you to do is find a sentence in the first chapter of Gatsby, as you read it or after you read it, which you can't identify what kind of sentence it is. Now, it doesn't mean that it's not one of those things. It just means that you're not sure. And I'm going to have a Google form that I want you to fill out, and you can just type, if you want to, I'm doing this with my fingers, type in the answers, or the word for word, punctuation for punctuation answer in there, or if you're reading the online text, you can copy and paste it in there. Just make sure that the formatting doesn't completely get wonky. But that's what I got for you. So make sure you do the writing activity, ASAP, which is thinking about success in the American dream, and then the grammar in the wild, which is finding a sentence you can't define as simple, compound, complex, or compound, complex, one that kind of defies your understanding of grammar. And you're going to post that in the Google form. The Google form will not be public. The writing will be, so just be aware of that. That is all I have for day one. There's a lot. Make sure you're catching up on your Membean. Make sure you're doing your article of the week. We're just going to keep on routines, and I'm available if you need me. Email me, please, if you need anything. I'm available pretty much all day, and my notifications are on my email and my phone, so I will be getting those pretty quickly. So the only time I might not get it is if I decide to step out for a run or something. All right. Well, I miss you all. Praying that you're well. Stay healthy, and we will see you probably tomorrow in the new video about Gatsby. All right. Bye.